Hey guys, what's up? This is Nikki with Messages from Light, Ancestors of Light on Facebook. You can always check us out there. I try to post the videos there as well as them being here on YouTube. I wanted to come and talk to you guys today a little bit more about your shadow, a little bit more about shadow work, and a little bit about all of the things that get in the way of us doing this work, because we allow ourselves to make a lot of excuses to get out of doing that deep internal work and looking inside ourselves, and that's not okay. We stop our own growth and we keep ourselves from elevating and shifting our lives the way that we want to. When we are continually asking why something isn't happening for us, when we're continually asking for this to happen, and we're continually doing the manifesting work, then we have to start looking at what we're allowing to stand in the way of it. And most of the time it's something internal, and it's something to do with your shadow and your shadow work. And it's something that you're not willing to see and face and deal with within yourself. And it can be emotions, it can be actions, it can be a lot of different things. But whatever it is, it's time to face it. And as we're coming on to fall equinox and shifting into that time of year when most people are doing their internal work and doing their internal processing, this is a time when I really want to talk to you guys about the ways that you're going to make excuses and the ways that you're going to step back from it. But I also want to talk about the benefits of doing it, because I remember doing shadow work for the first time and I was terrified. It took me a long time to finally really give in to doing the work. I lied and claimed I did it, and I know there are a lot of people doing that right now. You can claim you're doing the shadow work all you want to, but the fact of the matter is, when you're truly doing that internal work and that shadow work, it plays out in your everyday life. It can't help but to play out in your everyday life because your action shifts. So you start doing and thinking and moving differently than what you have been. That's the way shadow work goes. That's what it does. It creates those internal shifts in you that put you back on the right track and put you back on that focus of self and that focus of the work that you're doing and the work that you're here to do. A lot of times we let things get in the way of that work. We let love get in the way of that work. We let all the hats that we wear get in the way of that work. Well, I have to go be an employee, and I have to be a mother, and I have to be a wife, and I have to be a daughter, and I have to be a sister, and I have to be a brother, and I have to be a friend, and I have to be all of these different things that everybody else expects of me. And we stay so focused on all of these other things that we're doing, whatever they are. We keep ourselves so busy that we aren't focusing on us and the internal work. And let me tell you something, if you're not doing that internal work, you're about to be in hella trouble. Because there is a huge majority that is being called to that internal work right now, and they're not being given any way around it. So as we're being called to do this internal work, if we step into it and we do it, we're going to be elevating, we're going to be shifting, we're going to be changing the way that we act, the way that we speak, the way that we move. We're going to be changing our viewpoints on ourselves as well as everybody else. I've done this. I've spent the summer doing this, and I'm still in it, but I can see the light on the other side at this point. A lot of you are just coming into it because now is the time. This is the season when we shift to that internal reflective state. This is the time of the year when it starts to get colder. We start to see snow because, yes, I live in a northern state. We start to see a shifting in our environment, which creates a shifting in the things that we're doing and the actions that we can take. So we're not busy running around doing all of these different things. We're focused on home. We're focused on family. Winter's a time when we lose a lot of people. Cold weather and the elderly doesn't mix well. We see a lot of loss in the colder seasons. We see a lot of loss year round, but in the colder seasons it seems to be more prevalent. And we're coming into that time now. All of these things set us up to focus internally and to remember ourselves in the mix of life. In the summer, we've got so much else to do. We're busy. We're out with our friends. We're hanging out. Spring too. We've got plans. We've always got something going on. And that's great. But now it's winter. And it's time to look inside and start doing that internal work. A lot of you are in the thick of it already. Our shadow work and our internal work isn't easy. When we're working on our shadows, we're working on the parts of ourselves that allow us to be in negative situations and allow us to create negative situations in our lives. Our shadows are filled with the ways that we beat ourselves up, the ways that we judge ourselves and thereby judge others. Our shadow is the demon on your shoulder. It's your alter ego. It's all of these things because it's you. But it's the side of yourself that is based in fear and protection. Fear and trying to keep any damage from being done. The fact of the matter is we don't go through life unscathed. None of us do. We never will. Doesn't matter how careful you are. Wrap yourself in bubble wrap. You're still going to get bumps and bruises. You're still going to have to live it. You're still going to have to go through it. That's what it's about. Don't bury your pain. Live it. Feel it. Experience it. Go through it. Scream, cuss, kick, cry. I don't care. Do whatever. Do whatever. Get yourself through it. Find your way. Don't let anybody tell you you're wrong. Don't let anybody tell you how you should be doing it. That's not for them to decide. The only one that knows what you need is you. But while you're figuring this out and while you're doing it, remember to stop and do that introspection. Remember to check yourself. Remember to look at the trauma. Because when we're called into the shadow and it's time to do that kind of work, it means it's time to face where we ourselves are allowing these things. See, my shadow work recently has been about understanding how I myself have allowed negative behaviors and negative treatments when I shouldn't have been. And why. And I'm figuring that out. And I'm coming back to me. It's not always about what someone else did. We can't focus externally. We can't focus on, well, they made this choice. Everybody makes choices. Everybody has their own set of guilts. And I promise you, I assure you, everyone has their own karma. And everyone has their own hell to pay for their parts in their experiences, good and bad. We're all going to go through pain and heartache at some point. We're all going to be the good guy, and we're all going to be the bad guy at some point. Suck it up and face which one you were. If you were the bad guy, figure out why. Figure out how you're not going to be the bad guy anymore. And if you were the good guy, figure out why you thought it was okay to put up with it for so long. Why you thought it was okay to allow specific behaviors in your life. This isn't about being the victim. This isn't about being the hero. This is about reality. This is about the real parts that we play in the lives of the people around us. The way that our own trauma interacts with those people. Stop running. Stop looking for things to do. Winter's coming, guys. It's time to sit still. It's time to go inside. It's time to really take a good look at yourself and look at your environment and figure out what needs to shift. Because I assure you, when you do it and you do this shadow work, even if you only do a little, it changes your life in huge ways. Don't let being mom or being this or being that stand in the way. If you can find 10 minutes to play a video game, 10 minutes to read an article on Facebook or be on Facebook checking on your friends, if you can find 10 minutes to stand and talk to your neighbor, whatever, then you have 10 minutes to spend focused on you. You have 10 minutes to spend focused on writing goals for yourself, focused on journaling, focused on doing whatever kind of work you need to do to work with your shadow. Don't make excuses. Excuses don't impress me. Excuses don't impress anybody. Actions impress me. Actions impress the rest of the world. Actions are how you show that you're shifting into a different place and a different mindset and a different mentality. Continuous conscious action. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me what you're dealing with in your shadow. Tell me what you want to talk about. Give me an idea of the shadow work that's going on for you. And let's have a conversation. Let's talk about what happens in that shadow work. Let's talk about how you can push yourself further and how you can get to the root of what you're dealing with. We're all on this journey together, guys. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And nobody's immune. Everybody is going through the same things. Doesn't matter what we do. Doesn't matter who we are. Doesn't matter what we have or what we don't have. This experience on multiple levels is the same for all of us. And emotionally, we're all experiencing the same shit. So let's talk about it. Let's stop making excuses. Let's do the work. Step up, step in. Show yourself and remind yourself who you really are. Because I bet you all of life and all of those hats that we wear and all of those excuses that we've made have somewhere gotten in the way of who you truly are. Let's see if we can get back there. I'm out for today, guys. I love you. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Keep shining. Bye, guys.